Hey, are you looking to add mirrors to your garage gym? In this video, I'm going to take you through a tutorial on how to hang and install mirrors. Hey, this is Greg with Discovering Strength, a channel focused on fitness tips, product reviews, and occasionally a how-to for the average guy or girl trying to get in shape through strength training. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing below. Alright, so when my family and I moved to Miami, Florida back in December, January, one of our main things we wanted to do was build our garage gym. And my wife and I had in our vision of what our garage gym would be to essentially have a wall of mirrors. So that's what we set out to do, and we really loved it. But when I went through the process of putting these mirrors up, I really couldn't find good how-to videos on how to do it. So the purpose of this video is to take you through step by step what I did to put the mirrors up. And unfortunately, I didn't get any video of me actually putting the mirrors up, so I'm just going to walk you through the process of what I did. Alright, so let's talk about the materials you're going to need to do this. So down here you can see these are the materials I used. So this thing right here is called a J channel. This is what the mirror is going to sit in. So you'll need a few of those. Then you'll need a tape measure, a level, and glue. This is what I use. This is Gorilla Heavy Duty Construction Adhesive, and this worked well for me. And then you'll also need the mirrors. The mirrors I have are 3 feet by 5 feet bevel-less mirrors, and you'll find them, I got them from Lowe's, you'll find them online or in the store under the bathroom vanity mirrors. So that's what you're looking for, and without the bevel, that helps so you don't have too much of a difference when you're putting them together. Alright, so step one is first to make your measurements. Alright, now the tricky thing about making or taking your measurements and figuring out where you're going to mount the mirrors is that in a garage your floor is slanted. I think the standard slope is 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch every foot. So what I would recommend and what I did was I just didn't measure up from the ground. So instead of measuring up from the ground here, I measured from the ceiling down to where the bottom was going to be. Alright, so the next step is you are going to place the J channels where you need them to be. So again, once you've made your measurement, measuring from the ceiling down to the bottom, then you're going to do these one by one, and you can see in here that I've got 4 of the 5 by 3 mirrors. So I had to use a number of these J channels to give me enough for all the mirrors. And you can see that I kind of mismeasured at first and didn't use this this part of the J channel. But all you have to do then is apply the Gorilla Glue adhesive to, and I've got a spare one here, to the back side. So you just apply the adhesive to the back side there, and then you're just going to simply press it on there where you've already measured and marked. And I would suggest just applying some pressure for about 5 minutes, and then just let it sit for about 24 hours before you do anything else. Alright, so the next step then is to hang the mirrors themselves, and the first thing I would suggest with that is to clean your surfaces. So clean the wall and the back of the mirror, and then go ahead and apply the Gorilla Glue. So I'll just show you. I generously applied the glue. I used about 1 full tube of the Gorilla Glue on each mirror. And I think even on some I used a little more than 1 full tube. So use a lot of it to make sure that it sticks properly. But then go ahead, you turn it over, so on the back side you're just going to do beads of glue vertically, and I put them about 1/2 inch apart, and you just go all the way to the other side. And then really this is a 2-person job, so once you've applied the glue, then you'll need a second person to help you just set it first up on the J channel, so you kind of get that bottom part in there, and then you're just going to apply pressure and start pushing on every part of the mirror. Push as firmly as you can for about 10 minutes. And then the most tricky part is then trying to keep some pressure on it for about 24 hours. So what I did was I actually used my my yoga ball or whatever that is. I used that and I pressed it in between my rack and the mirrors to try to keep some pressure on the windows for about 24 hours. Or I mean on the mirrors for 24 hours. So the mirrors will stay in place after just holding it for about 10 minutes. But if you read the fine print on the glue, it does say for it to fully cure, they recommend 24 hours. So I would figure out what you can do to try to add that pressure to the mirror for that complete 24 hours. And that's pretty much the entire process. It's not that difficult. Just take some time to apply the J channel, let it sit, and to do each mirror. I basically did 1 mirror at a time, so it took me maybe about a week to get everything in place. And you'll see, you know, as you look closer at the mirrors, the J channel wasn't completely level. I actually forgot to use my level when I did it, but that's one thing I would recommend, is when you're putting the J channel on there that you check to make sure it's level. You can see, for example, between my mirrors that I've got a small gap as I get to the bottom. Some are a little more pronounced than others. Like right here, there's a pretty good gap in between those mirrors. But all in all, you know, it works really well. I love having the mirrors. You get good immediate feedback on your movements, and it's really nice to have. Alright, so that concludes the tutorial on how to hang mirrors in your garage gym. If you got any questions, leave me comments below. I'll also provide links to all the materials I used in the description, so take a look at that, and we'll see you next time.